Tembisa Old Age Home ngo-2014 nayo MEC langa lakhona. Sisebenzile kwathi ngo-2019 ngoJuly saxelelwa ukuba i-old age home iya-renew ukuba bayi-renovate. Okay, sabuza ukuthi umsebenzi wethu usafe kangakanani na kuyo yonke lento leyo. Kwathiwa singamaketi singafuni umsebenzi, but ekuhambeni kwethu sihambe sayokokotha eminyangweni kaCouncil wase-Ward 7. Sambuza ukuthi na sisafe kangakanani na malunga nomsebenzi wethu. Wathi hayi okwangoku indaba ze-old age usathulekile. So sahlathi masihlale si right. Ngoku into asikwazi noku-applyela i-350, asikwazi since sagqibela ukuthola umholo ngo-2018 sihlele emakhaya. Asikhona ukufumana ne-350 ngoba kuthiwa siyasebenza. Into esiyibona njengabasebenzi njengoba kuthiwa kuya-renovate, akho kwanto siyixelelwayo thina. Sibona abantu bayaphithizela bayasebenza kuyaklinwa endaweni ukuthi babize thina abasebenzi ngoba sihleli siyoklina ihome yethu leya besisebenza. Sibona abanye abantu kuyaklinwa kwenziwani ukuthi leyo 250 tolo sithi sihleli phansi abasicabangeli. Into engifuna ukuyazi ukuthi umsebenzi wethu usafe kangakanani na kuyo yonke lento leyo, ngoba sineleta esiziphetheyo esazibhalelwayo ngu-center manager wayekhona wethu ne-board members ukuthi kuya-renovate umsebenzi sisafe singasamaketi, kodwa asikhoni ukuthola nesenti since sahlala ngo-2019 ngoJuly. Asina income, sizele sinabantwana siyalamba, sibona kuyaphithizela bayahola abantu bayakline komu. Sifuna ukwazi ukuthi sisafe kangakanani na umsebenzi wethu. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you.
Sanibonani, mina ngumamiki wakamathunzi umsebenzi waseTlou. Okuningi usisi besakukhulumile bengizogcwalisela kuloko ukuthi sifuna ukwazi ngebudget yase home, sifuna ukwazi ukuthi umsebenzi wethu sesekhona, sifuna ukwazi ukuthi bakhona ukuthatha abantu kanjani ngaphandle abasebenzi bakhona bangasifaki thina sizosebenza, because since isihleli 2019 akuna nesente esitholayo. Sibulawa yindlala, sinabantwana. Abantwana manje baphenduka igebengu because akunandla akunakudle bakutholayo, asitholanga even i-UIF. So besifuna ukwazi kuMamFaith ukuthi indaba yase home kwenzakalani, sifuna ukwazi ukuthi na ivulwa nini, sifuna nokwazi ukuthi ichintshe igama lichintshwa ngoba kwenze njani kungakabi nabasebenzi, because nasicala silithiya i-home lesi iphi igama wayekhona uMamFaith, but nasekutshintshwa izinto asisabizwa sisatshela. Sicela ukwazi singabasebenzi ukuthi kwenzakalani home, sifuna yonke into basitshele, sicela ukuthi sazi nokuthi siyohola nini thina, sithole nini imali. 4 years sihlele lokushini singana next singana kudla.
Okay. Thank you very much. Switch it off. Thank you very much. For those who arrive late, we've already appointed people who are going to speak. And those who arrive early, they know that they've eaten their breakfast. We are going to eat lunch. So relax, you don't need to worry. We are going to have lunch. Now, because those questions are many and they are straightforward, I'm going to allow the MEC to respond. Should I continue? All right. Come this side, come this side, come this side. Otherwise, that side, people can just sneak in and I end up having a lot of people that will have to go to John. Okay. That's why I want them that side. I want to see who's the last. I don't remember pointing somebody wearing a hat, that black hat. Okay. But you are there, just stay there, don't worry. Can somebody, the one with the black head, I want you to be the last one. You are closing the line. Ne? Say Amanda so I can see you, hear me. Each other. Okay. Carry on in that work. 3 minutes. If you go beyond 3 minutes, you go to John.
Sanbonan Kamalam Vincent from Ward 25, Vincent Modefe. Firstly, I'd like to thank you guys for this opportunity Jovito, congratulations on your appointment previously from public safety. But I think we need to quickly send a strong message to the leadership. Sometimes it's good to appoint and give other people new portfolios, but gubane gap ilupolio guti you leave other stones unturned. Okay, back to the business of the day. Dr. Chokoe, this question is based on him. According to your report, I must beg a residential facilities. Sibona target we 6146, which it's got a lot of deviation 307, and we haven't seen those facilities as a AQI. So we don't know what bakulomang as AP. Can we please masina deviation amaning auditor to review those reports, because as it correspond. Same applies to HIV and AIDS. Deviation is 7709. Yet there's 500 billion that has been spent. The target it was 148,000 for 148,200. Institutional capacity, you build NPOs. Lack of educational strategies as we implement townships. Most people, they don't know how to open NPOs. So we need a drive to that. Could be a drive in our communities to help them NPOs. And then based on the report again, angzwanga bakuluma skeleton strategies. I don't know if all are under which category, but skeleton beneficiaries with SASA. To the last report, we heard that kunabantu abakhole isasa twice bangekho registered ku database yesasa. So those are skeleton beneficiaries. I don't know if fall under which report and under which budget. I'm a ghost, yes, skeleton ghost, yes, I'm a ghost. But now in tabling the report, in terms of 500 billion that was utilized, how do you reserve that money? Fall under which category now? Because we need to know. The turnaround strategy, Department of Social Health, yabantu abayenza appeal kuma social grants. It's over a year, amanya, it's over 2 years. Gule budget, if fall under which category? As is one I mentioned, there are people agwama beneficiaries since 2018.
Nangu John, Siabonga, 3 minutes is gone. Asiyo landelayo. Ubuzinde inenga ukho focus.
Okay, my name is Kenneth Shupinyane. I'm from Dai Kingdom Care Center, which is situated in Gauteng in the Val region. Just want to raise an issue here with regards to the departmental infrastructure capital project. I think someone has touched on it, but I think it needs some emphasis. I can see that you have planned to build the strategic buildings for assistance in different aspects. I can see in my hometown, Sebokeng, we have planned to construct an inpatient rehabilitation center. We know that in this country, we are in dire need to assist our youth who are affected by drug abuse, you know. But how come that you have planned something six years ago, but it's not yet finished now? All your projects here, not one has been completed, and that's sheer incompetence and absolute failure. It's disappointing. And we'll want to have a detailed report on why these centers are not yet being completed. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Next one.
Ngiyabonga ngibulise wonke umuntu igama lami uMandla wakacebe khulu from the Ekurhuleni Older Persons Forum, which is about the advocacy and awareness of older persons' needs. Bezintathu into ekufanele ebengithe ngizolokhuza ngizokhuluma ngazo. Eyokuqala ezimbili sebakhulumile ngazo ile yale home ekudala yabuildwa yavalwa la ukuthi akuna clear indication ukuthi kwenzakalani, siyezwa ukuthi izovulwa but akuna clear indication ukuthi kwenzakalani, bachazi labo mama lana. Esibili le chaos eyakhoswa ama procedures are introduced kuma NPOs, whereby a lot of NPOs closed, amanye asa struggling, a lot of people lost even imisebenzi. Okay, bakhulumile kakhulu ngayo, ngiyacabanga ukuthi sizaresponda lapho phambili. Last ebengifuna ukukhuluma ngawo now report reporta lapha uthi ukhuluma nge-skills development. Singabantu abadala sisase capable of doing izinto, and skills development is only based kwi-youth. Besicela advocate ukuthi ke asike sibhekelele abantu abadala, because we are encouraging especially abo baba ukuthi mabeze bangahlala ekhaya, but we need to give them something that they can work on, and bakwazi ukuthi ba generate futhi ilokhuze i-funds abazo supporta ngazo emakhaya, ngoba iqiniso ukuthi ke while singabo gogo nabomkhulu kodwa yithe sasupport amakhaya ethu, ingane zethu support. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Next one.
Sanibonani. Lo khulumayo uDudu wakashabangu eWest Rand, ngiku Women's League. MEC ngithunywe ama delegates wakho. Kunama delegates asebenzayo under social development. It's been 3 months manje abakaholi. Bebecela ukwazi ukuthi kwenzakalani ngoba ama rumors bathi abanye kuthiwa bazobe behole January, so they are stressed and kumele bavuke baye emsebenzini. Okwesithu ile ndaba yama food parcels ayingiphathi kahle, because kuyi block yethu ama tickets ama groceries aphuma through councillors, banika ama block rep, of which ama block rep la bayachuza, bayenza ubutsotsi, benza like friendly, banikana ngobuchomi babo, awafikeleli kubogogo, awafikeleli kubantwana abanganama parents. Lento ngigugulile, like njoba ngitshela ukuthi under Women's League ngiyasebenza, ngiyagugula, ngiyabona. Day before yesterday bebeyothola ama groceries, and ama councillors wabo awayi lapha ya ukuyocheck ukuthi labantu abathola ama groceries yilaba aba right ukuthi bawathole na. Uthola nje intsha abochombabo baphethe ama token bathola ama groceries, abogogo babantu bahlele emakhaya abathola ama groceries. Ilandelela ukuthi is it kumgomo ukuthi fanele ama token athole ama councillors na banika ama block rep, or ayikho enye indlela ongayenza ukuthi kube lula ukuze kuthola abogogo bethu nalaba ama orphan. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Next one.
Sanibonani. Igama nguThobile Mahlomoja from Ward 25, Mam Faith. Ward 25 eSoweto, ePimville. Yes. Yeah. Up to so far, ngina ma inputs kakhulu. Because if you want to see our government looking for the poor of the poorest, I hope in this portfolio ongene kuyo entsha will push. Joba bo push we saved. One, the worry is one. The most poor of the poorest, it's old people. Abaholai grant. It is a shame and it's painful. The date yokubhadalwa kwabogogo nabomkhulu. I be straight kube ilelo langa ngoba yazi kubhlungu abogogo abanye bagijima bayibamba ama line thiwe imali ayikangeni. So date it's important ngoba abogogo bazi ukuthi bahola nge1 mangabahola nge1. Udla kwaseyikolweni. Mam Faith cela nenze i-monitoring and evaluation kukudla kwabantwana abakudlayo. Check abantwana besikolo bagcoka ama uniform. Ask yourself why. The worry is why. Nicheke ukuthi ngoba ngikhulumiswa ukuthi
just hold on.
Abantwana
Lemudlela 3 minutes yakhe maliyenza so. Lemudlela 3 minutes uzoya kuJohn angathi
ukuthi abantwana banokuthi banikwe ukudla okusele esikolweni mawuthi it's a problem cela nigijimele nale ukuthi ukudla okufikayo esikolweni kuthathwa abantwana na orila abasebenza nabo minier nabo teacher bakuthatha ukudla kwabantwana of which it was closed since our democracy, and that school may reduce a crime ne bullying ekolweni. Abantwana besikolo bebeya ngama Fridays abanye ngabaya ngama Wednesdays baye ku technical abantwana seba ama gangster ekolweni. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Next.
Igama usibongile Shabalala ne Award 52. Eyami questions oyibhekisa ku Mam Faith. Mam Faith abagogo abasahola imali since ufike le system yokuchange amakhadi bathi uzohola after 3 months mothi wena uzohola after 3 months maka change ikhadi abakwazi kumholela next month but past bawachange sasa bakutshela ukuthi uzoyithola after 3 months eSoweto eMaponya eDobsonville eTown bakutshela ukuthi mo change to a bank uzothola imali after 3 months. Mina ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi abagogo njoba bangena ku mashonisa ubani ozoyibhadala le mali kamashonisa after 3 months. And then nendaba yama home njoba uthi abantwana bayakuthola ukudla after school thina e52 bekune soup kitchen after school.
Bishop, don't try. Thanks, Chair. Chair, my name is Mr. Pushane. We are a Kahiso Ewaserent. Chair, I want to ask you, man. Nivalapo u DG or head of. I will go to charity uses on Muraho. But we rare Tina la see Ombana Kukil. But they take the money back. Check, Chairman, hurry. You know, the MEC. There was this lady called Tembisa. I remember one day an event at Dobsonville, our cock and so on. So now today, I don't see this event, the Christmas party and so on, that was conducted by Comrade Tembisa. They were affected, they were noted today. The second thing, Chair, now Emma police station in Asema court. No, how many cases as reported where? I know Gascatis can't be milk that was a who was she's here. Oh, oh, we know. I can't see America Sabon. Okay, no, it's fine. Now the other issue, Chair, the other issue Funukuyas. The issue how do you monitor the issue among caregivers? You know we've got caregivers essentially, but those caregivers are harassing us as our co and our cool. So what is the system and any user who services? And then lastly one, Chair, the last one, I don't know, Comrade MEC, do you visit Kahiso? You see, Kahiso, it's a hive. Drugs. So maybe MEC and tell how many people are absent, and then Babayanzil and so on. Because I know Gaskatis can't be he used to go there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, crash. A crash and don't be me.
Sanbonan. Nama question ayi2 ngabhekise kahle kahle ku Sis Faith. Nompumelelo sifeni ngiqhamuke ngo25.
Talk to the mic.
Nginompumelelo ngiqhamuka ewo25 eClipsprate wasifeni. Kunenkinga yaba lega deniqeda ukuyisho yokuthola uniform. And another thing ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi le uniform ithola each and every year, or there's a certain esikhathwayo ukuthi ngithola this year or dlula 2 days 2 years and then bese bayayithola na. And then abogogo umalume wami uapplyele igrant yakhe 60 years ngo-August. Meke abuyela yo back.
Sanibonani. Okhulumayo uNomadlozi wakamfukeng ngokuhlala ngihlala eWindmill Park ame ward committee under economic development njani because that drop center besiza abantwana mababuye esikoleni bayodla khona. Sikhumbule ukuthi akusetshenzwa kunabazali abangasebenzi abangathatha entweni vulwe because bekade isizwe emphakathini. And then number 2 ngize kule ama food parcel ukuthi ama food parcel thina siwagcine during COVID eWindmill Park eWard 99 eWard 99 since siwagcine during COVID so ukuthi mawaphuma aphumela ziphi indawo asazi so na kuma skill development siyacela akube nama implementation akungabhalwa ama report nje kuphela ukuthi akhona ama skills igcina idile kuma drugs ngoba sometimes ba frustrated azikho izinto abangazenza and siyacela futhi na ku government wethu ukuthi abambisane nathi ukuhambisa lamakula kakhulu ukuthi upresident makazophana ngespeech please amakula asihambele
much. Just before, we must use the right word, call them not amakula. Ne? Otherwise, that issue ya abogogo, because I need to make sure that in next month they get their money. We'll be able to follow up. We know their name, their contact details, so and it looks like the list is there. Good. Carry on.
Kama ujabulani wakamkhonza ngibuya itsakane ward 83 nginamaphuzu la engithanda kwaphakamisa kwelokho njana adopt gogo mkhulu esebenzisana ne18 action initially iprogram lokho yethu yamadoda but due to ukuthi singana ilokho school uniform sinenkinga when it comes kuma school uniform ukuthi kubantwana angazi umntwana afanele azaba kubonakala ukuthi uhlwempu before aphiwa criteria right ukuthi bonke abantwana mabathole ilokho njana i-school uniform ngendlela efanele. Ku skill development sinale nkinga lokuthi always kukhulunywa nge-youth nabomama. Thina abo mama nama disability ne-youth. Thina abo baba sivalelwa ngaphandle because sinale problem lekuthi from 18 to 35 uma ngabe kuyachashwa. Uma ungabhavu ke 35 awuzuthola umsebenzi and leso sikhathi ipension ayikho kufanele uzovule uregister lokho njani 60 years ngaleso sikhathi leso udlani so kithi isithula isithunzi kusho ukuthi niyasiphakula kahle kahle singamadoda nisithula isithunzi so akubonakala ukuthi nathi singamadoda sinako sikubeka etafuleni nayo ukuthi sibhekelele kubo mama nabantwana. In terms of ama dignity packs kusesenenkinga futhi lapha nirichanga i-target because of indlela ngiyibone ngayo mina ama dignity packs aya kuma primary schools where la abantwana abangakafinyeleli kulela zinga lelia ukuthi bangawasebenzisa yebo siyavuma ukuthi mabaphiwa kodwa kuma high schools la abantwana bethu
now to John
abafinyelelanga
take them to John to John baba.
Yabo.
Thank you.
Good day, Chair, and your upper structure. Good day as well, my colleagues, my beautiful colleagues on the ground. So you'll be surprised. I'm just number one. I'm here to complain. Number two, I'm here to request. Okay, this register for me. I am complaining about it, about the blocks when I filled the details. I had to squeeze it, and my details are too long to squeeze it there. I end up becoming impatient, and so you are not aware about it. Can you please consider that with your upper structure? Let's cover the small mind. How consider Rona kaofela mo regile na hona le ba jileng hona le ba sa jang for breakfast sheba ge o bona at the corner on my left hand side at a corner right there, ne? Between this TV and the exit doors, ne? Rile kobo John are soji. I can remember kobo John. What's about Rembo John? But no, don't worry, we are preparing your breakfast day. So I can say as I'm standing here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Now we are
ore
go John.
sebajile
Samofele
na.
let's go
Okay,
John.
Thank you. Go John.
Let's go John. It's those who arrive late who didn't eat breakfast. Thank you. Zalape.
Good morning, everybody. Morning. I just want to touch on a few concerns. Firstly, I'm from Uwendilo, Kulumayo, say Ward 111. I have an issue, or a concern rather, regarding Ikolo that says they are self-funded, yet still, so they don't get any, like exempted from government funds and stuff like that. So inking I am is good to, like as Tina Abazales as Sebens, we cannot afford to pay for the school fees, yet still we don't qualify for the exemption that they provide for us, for the school to pay off our school fees. So they would pressure us in, we must pay the school fees which we cannot afford. And then secondly, with the schools as well, the feeding program. I have an issue regarding that. Like one of my neighbors, let me just make an example. One of my neighbors, she's not working, she's a single parent of 2, but her school attends, her daughter attends high school. Ufike esikolweni, like sometimes she would even miss school because she cannot afford food to eat. So end up angasayi esikolweni ngoba akakhona to sustain herself in terms of like her energy levels. So she ends up staying at home. So bengifuna ukwazi ukuthi in terms of that, if there is a way that we can assist that type of family, because sometimes we told her, this month I'm working, in the next 3 months I'm not working. So is there a way that I can come to social development and say, Yazin guys, okay, this is my season where I cannot afford to do certain things. Can you guys assist me in some sort of a program or some sort of a way that I can sustain this type of family? So that's my only issue that I have regarding the schools. And then also for skills development. My background, I'm a hairstylist by profession. I did my diploma through TVET College under Rabasotho. So yes, I think that qualification was cancelled through the TVET colleges. I don't know who does the certification of that program. However, if you were to go to those programs or schools, they charge about 20,000 upwards, like your L'Oreal, your those white schools and stuff like that. They really charge an arm and a leg for you to develop those skills. So I don't know how possible.
John. Thank you. Next.
Sanibonani, igama lami ngumfanifikile, ngihlala eClayville e45 eward 102. Bengicela nje clarity, like nje umuntu oblank, ngisho nje ukuthi sifuna ukwazi ba enziwa kanjani ama cooperative. Uqala phi and ugcina kuphi? Kunamanye ama officials akekho right, indlela adalwe ngayo umuntu. Mhlawumbe ngiyafela, ngalwa kuphi in order ukuthi into yami iphumelele. Enkosi.
Thank you. Good.
Sanibonani, nguntombi, mina ngizokhulumela i-youth nama young adults. Nje ngifuna ukuthi we are not imesi ye government. Those kids abangena uniform ekolweni abethu. Those youth le elwayo ekolweni abobhuti bethu. And the ones that are nginyawupe yithi futhi. So if you could just deal nama roots our inkinga lezi, which is unemployment. So nisize bese nisize nangama offices, nibe ne office nyane lincane nje ele social development or ele SARS nizokwazi ukusiza ngazo lezo zinto lezo, right? Siyathanda nathi ukuthengela abazali bethu hayi ukuthi nsiloko nibanikeza ama food parcels, siyathanda ukubathengela ukudla. Asithandi nsoloko nizobalethela ama food parcels nabantwana bethu nibanikeza ama uniform. If only you could help us ngalezi zinto lezo. And maniletha ama programs emalokishini zingapheleli ebanganini babomkhansela. Sicela I-transparency in those things. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you. Thank you. Next one.
Tembisa from GM4 Primary Cooperatives from CDBA. I'm standing here now of late in tendering system that recently started. We got 2023-24 annual report. And some points I'm going to quote. Page 106, there's a deviation of funds. And targets were not met due to delays in finalizing logistical issues by the suppliers like measurements of benefits, manufacturing, fabric and distribution issues. The facts. Allocations were minimized before the project even started by the then HOD, which gives an impression that funds were deviated long before the project even started, or plans to deviate the funds. These allocations were also released from the 28th December 2023, when schools were closed, making it impossible to proper measurements or other main contractors did not have to. We experienced kusho ukuthi sihlangane nenkinga enkulu during this time yale tendering process ngoba satshelwa umsebenzi esizowenza ama allocations wethu. We were told ukuthi this is a 2-year contract which we were given even documents will end up in 2025 September, but we started working in December. This year, we started contribute uniform ezikolweni sabhadalwa the first part of the allocation that we get, which was lowered down to 25% for the first year, meaning that we are still expecting the next 75%, which we were told then that we were supposed to even subcontract other people, the 25% out of that. So, namanje umsebenzi asikawuqali ukuthi siwenze since sanikezwa the first 25% for the first year. So there's no answer, there's no one saying anything to us, but fortunate enough somebody was
Thank you.
in our location, we managed to get the answer.
With John.
Sanibonani, mina ngingunomthetho mkhethi ndiphuma ngapha eSidibeni. Now I was lucky to have been able to get a glimpse to go through the 23-24 report, which is being discussed today. And there is this, I was bothered by some of the things which I found there. I saw 40 companies as ama dignity packs. Kuthiwa kusetshenziswe i-deviation. Now I want to know, I'm worried ukuthi le deviation kuthathwe imali yakuphi yayiswa kuphi. It worries me. There's a lot a deviation okukhulunywa ngayo kule report. Meanwhile, kukhona very poor communities, and there are a lot of suppliers even ama-cooperatives angazange athole umsebenzi. So I'm wondering, and I read also on page 26 of the report, which says all SCM, I think policies were followed. And it makes me wonder, ukuthi, if these management policies were followed, how come we had this mess which we had in this past project? Because they are talking about monitoring and, you know, all systems are in place. So I ended up by sitting in the head office of social development, and it's not even mentioned here. Us were given work. I was there with the MEC when he said, I remember my company, I was told who is going to done work. Nobody knew about them. They were saying these people, they don't know anything about them. It's very bad. Those people finished, some of them in February. And you can imagine when you expect to be, and you must remember, my cooperatives, banks don't fund us. We get alternative funding from Bomachonisa, Bobanban.
Thank you.
And then you finish in February.
I'm afraid, you know, your story is good, but I have to send you to John.
Okay.
Go finish with John.
Sanbonani, Dumela. Chairperson, I'm surprised to hear from the department that the drop-in centers is still available in Gauteng. Because from the only drop-in center I know is closed because the province have prioritized other things. Then that drop center is now closed, and it worries us. The second question, Chair, is about the people living with disabilities accessing residential facilities. Is the last number, according to the performance indicator, meaning that these centers are now owned by other people. They don't meant for the NGOs, because today there is township economy that makes residential facilities. NGOs that are operating in those facilities today, they've got more challenges, which I'm told they even escalate the problems to the Gauteng province. But there is no response on that. And it's about 2 years ago. So meaning that these people who are living with disabilities, challenges that they are facing at the residential facilities, nobody is there to assist them. And nobody, I'm told there's monitoring, but you know, if you can visit those residential facilities, you'll be shocked. I will drop here, then the rest I will talk to John.
Thank you. Next one.
Good day, Chair. You are talking to Lindo Gudle. Iloka ungatholanga ukudla, bangicisha ukudla lapha. Bangicisha ukudla. Okay. My report is that, according to the annual report which was presented to us, according to the stats that say approximately 18% of the Gauteng population is facing the severely low food security, which means 18% of Gauteng people, they are guaranteed to go to sleep without food in their stomachs. In respective of 52% which are experiencing the mild situation. 52%, which means sometimes bayakuthola ukudla, sometimes abakutholi. That's it. Okay. Which means the problem which we have as a province, we have a food problem. As a people, we don't own the food which we eat, which becomes a problem to us. We don't have control of what we put in our mouths, meaning we consume more than we produce. That's why sometimes we get poisoned by food, not knowing what is happening with the food, because we don't have control of the factories which is making the food. When I'm talking about the food, taking to the food prices, the cost of living is too high. And in the current state, with an unemployment rate which we have, meaning we're gonna have the percentages in crime increasing drastically, because meaning indlala ibangulaka wonke umuntu uyazi, umuntu olambile umuntu ophumayo ayophanda, and ukuthi umuntu another thing is what I've noticed go the annual report in the section of poverty and alleviation and sustainable livelihoods. In that section, that's where thing not achieved, which means we are not making progress, because that section is too important to us. We are poor, we are hungry. We need services.
Thank you for sticking to the 3 minutes.
Amanda!
Wait. Please, everybody knows that you were not chosen. So just go straight to the point so Rescau expose. Yeah, straight to the point.
Yo, thank you very much. Khosong, my name is member of Kosatu, Gauteng province. I'm the chair of Nehau. Those who are working at old age in Tembisa, rest assured, nobody will come and work at your space. Please take my number and penned. My number is 066 567 4248. Please don't work. Amanda.
Thank you. Inputs, your questions, your comments. I appreciate MEC and committee members you report. It is those other ones who are crying about not receiving breakfast because they arrive late and all that, and those other ones. But don't worry, you will receive your. First, give MEC Faith to give an overall, but she has came here with the technical. John was not John there for the sake of John. He will bring all those documents, we'll give them to the right people, and then we will come back. And then rest assured, you will, all those issues you were raising, they will be resolved. Because we are here in front of you, because you voted for this government. That's why this government, it shocked you today and brought itself here. Because normally you think we like it being in the boardroom, discuss this report alone. We decided, or I decided as the chair, that it has to be discussed with you as well. Thank you very much, MEC. You can come in and lead your team in.
Of the portfolio
Sasa
committee.
team are here. They will respond.
Some of the comments and the concerns were about SASSA. We do have SASSA here with us today. But lo ikarabela le bona. Ningangiphuzisa umsobho inyama engayidlanga. Ngoba SASSA abantu baka SASSA bakhona. And then number 2, we have Pumla here. She's the director here in Ekurhuleni. Some of the issues that NPOs and the NGOs here in Ekurhuleni, including the issue of drop-in centers, that the last gentleman was indicating, yeah, number last, ngoba lo munye loyana beka grandstand. Each home, she will explain what's happening. Those that deal with infrastructure, Kona yebo were preparing to open it. We were delayed by the municipality. One of the reasons why it was closed, Chairperson, they said it was not complying. So as it was not complying, it means it was also a danger to yourselves as workers working in there. And there was nothing that stopped you from also applying for social relief in distress. But loko kuzophendula uphumla ngithe phumla kwenzakalani phendula. Lezi ezinye nje yiba fanele baphendule. And then ezinye a chair will be DG for welfare services. Most of the issues that were also raised here, they fall under her. On the money issue, CFO is here. He will touch on it a bit. But I don't usually encourage issues of pendula nemali esayihambile abuyele treasury. It means we'll never retrieve that money back. Ours is to focus on the coming years and ensure that we get money. So sengisho ukuthi bahlala ngithi nizwile ukuthi annual report. Ngamanye amazwi sixoxa ukuthi kwenzeka and you are holding us accountable. Ukuthi why didn't you do, or presently what it is that you must do. Like one gentleman was at 25 Pimville. He gave us suggestions, and such suggestions we take them very serious, and we are able to sort out many of the issues based on the Olisa. Kuzomele ngithi ngiphuthume kwabanye abangilindile njengani kaso ukuze nakhona bangafili ukuthi MEC they are here, they'll respond, including SASSA. Maybe let's start with SASSA. SASSA qala wena, so that when department need the department. Thank you very much. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. So hlangane emarenkeni. Ama brigades mali yabuyeza. Ayizi ngoJanuary nje. Next week nje izothi ntididi account ina.
Where does the brigade stand?
Dumelang. Le kae? Thank you, Honorable MEC, the committee. Ke nna Godfrey Mohlamonyane ke tswa officing tsa SASSA Gauteng provincial. One nearly older persons that are queuing in the offices and not getting assistance, which is a problem in infrastructure. A parliamentary question to say, what are we doing in terms of that if it's local parliamenting national? So we have to go through Department of Public Works, and some of the principles is that we need to bring the services to the community, meaning that it has been under legal battle, which is almost finished. So we are still in communication with municipality. As soon as supposed to be assisted on a queue, within a certain period of time, you need to be assisted. We don't want to make you wait on the queue until 4 o'clock. The special days in terms of older person, CSG, DG, so that we don't cause stampede. We'll just check as to whether the office has that, so that that can be implemented and we're able to assist the elderlies. Over and about that, we've got new processes in place. We have what we call online application. Because we know that we are moving towards technology, SASSA has implemented a process whereby from anywhere, from your laptop, from your internet cafe, you can apply for a grant. And when you apply for a grant, you've got a team at the back office, the entire Gauteng, whereby they will just pick the application and process it without you going to the office. you can use that service and not go and queue in our office. We are trying to eliminate the issue of the queues and the skew capacity. You found out that in Thokoza, for instance, there is high number of people that are just getting small number of clients. Whereas when you come to Rabasotho, there is small number of officials whereby there is enough beneficiaries coming. So online assist, if you apply, then the application goes into the same basket and everybody in Gauteng is able to tap in and assist you in a very quick way. So that is the issue of the space and older persons in those in our offices. The second one is the issue of cards, whereby people are receiving their money after a period of 3 months. I would like to declare that, or to confirm, MEC, that SASSA cut-off date. The moment, usually our cut-off date is around the 23, 24, 25, depending on kgwedi e meyang. So if the 24, 25 falls on a weekend, cut-off date will be on the 23 or 22. So cut-off date is where we're saying we are done with applications for this month, we are processing payment. So immediately you apply today, you get our letter, and cut-off date is today at 4. Definitely you will be able to get your money. Only if you have a problem with bank verification. So immediately when we paid, the money is already gone out of our hands. So it's between your bank and yourself. So if the bank does not, through what we call safety net, they do not respond to us to say, Mutsile Godfrey Mushamonyani is the owner of this account. Therefore, they will not verify your account and the money will bounce back to us. It will be paid out and be carried over to the next month. But then it's not from us. It's not our fault. It's a technological fault. It is a delay from your bank. But SASSA, even if you go to the bank, to SASSA, they will tell you, no, we paid you yesterday. So the problem is with verification with the bank. So there is nobody in SASSA that will wait for a period of 3 months, unless if it's a large amount. Large amount usually happens with foster care. You waited with a court order from social workers. Then you come to us after 8 months, 10 months, or 12 months, and we have to pay you amount that is very huge. You are 50,000, 60,000, 80,000. We can't just pay. We need to do proper investigation. We need to read the file. We need to get motivations as to why did you stay so long before we pay you. All those kind of things we need to verify. And then after verifying, the person who will be processing the application is no more an ordinary level clerk in the office. It will be a certain manager on a certain level, in a way that it can go as high as the executive manager that approves, depending on the amount that needs to be paid to you. So we are therefore not paying anybody out of the first month. If you have a problem where you didn't get your money because of that, then you should give us your details so that we can check as to what really transpired. As I indicated, we approve the same day. Once cut-off date will definitely pay you in the next month. The issue of changing of the cards, again, we have 700 people in receiving money through Post Bank. And we have been appealing to you that we have a problem with Post Bank that is delaying payments, errors. Sometimes the card is not working, sometimes they cannot give you a PIN, and the relationship has since been ceased, meaning that we don't have that relationship contract with them. So that's why we open to the beneficiaries to say, please go and get alternative means of payment. Means of payment that will not give you troubles. But then out of all the millions of people in Gauteng, only 700 people are still with Post Bank. We had issues in the previous month whereby we had a card swap. And when they were doing a card swap from the orange one to the black one, so most of the people couldn't get their monies because of the system Post Bank. But the money already was long paid. We pay on the 25th, and there are other transactional processes that will make you get your money from the first. So those people that were not paid, the problem was between Post Bank and the money from Post Bank to reach you, not that we did not pay you. That's why even with this, there was nothing that we could do. We could only take the names of those individuals, liaise with Post Bank, and facilitate Post Bank where possible to bring at least cash so that you are able to retrieve the money. But then what I can tell you is that out of the 700 people, we had less than 100 people complain that never got their monies, and they ultimately got the monies. This month, we had nobody who has ever complained that he never got the money, since Post Office has sorted out their issues regarding that. And yeah, I think I answered all the questions. Unless if we are, also, I need to also touch on the school uniform, because we also provide that. SASSA school uniform, we come back after 2 years. That is a principle. If we gave you school uniform this year, then it will be after 2 years, and we provide with school uniform. And that will also depend on the availability of the budget. I'm sure we all aware that we do get budget to provide certain services. There is no year in which SASSA we have returned the money and said we do not have clientele. Instead, we end up requesting more money for us to be able to provide services to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now the department. Let's give the department a chance now. Okay. Chief Director, you can come. Let's come this side.
Sanbonani, Ninjani.
Director, just before you answer, I understand you might try to give an overall answer, but there are those questions that were very specific, yes, and I'll be very happy if they can be answered. Very straightforward, answer them.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, ngizoqala ngeyase Phumulong, that they are not yet paid. The reason ukuthi bangabhadalwa ukuthi Phumulong, in our previous financial year, you would note, Chair, that there was an announcement that we're paying our NPOs according to the budget ka 2023-2024. 2024, their health certificate was 120 beneficiaries. However, the new compliance health certificate yabo, it's 42. Willy-nilly, we have requested the adjustment of their budget to cover the 42 beneficiaries that are in the certificate. When that has been approved, Phumulong, will we have any beneficiaries, any organizations, drop-in centers in the informal settlements? We do have AMA drop-in centers are closed down. They are not closed down by social development, however, are closed down because most of them could not get AMA compliance certificate, like AMA health certificates, and some of them could not get AMA acceptability certificate, which made them not to meet the requirements for funding. However, the department has also engaged with those to change the program. Instead of them providing cooked food, they are now, some of them are providing AMA food parcels, which do not require AMA health certificates. And Mkukwini, right now I don't have a database, however, we can look. At Delmo, we don't have one Yenzayo, but we do offer AMA food parcels as per the requirement, and for Rabantu, abayile kuma social workers ukuthi badinga usizo. Then, at Tembisa, how many soup kitchens do we have? Bawabiza ama-soup kitchens, siwabiza i-CNDC, i-1 la eTembisa, ila eMarch Street. And i-question bekukuthi ubani oqualifyayo ukuthola ukudla kwi-CNDC. Kakhulukazi abantu abaye bayehlakalelwa igameko, i-disaster, siyazi ukuthi last year la eTembisa siye saba nama-floods. Most walawo ma-families lawo bowasusiwe indaweni zawo ba-rebuilda siye saba i-CNDC. But also abantu otholakala ukuthi akunakudla kwasampela. Sinama i-profiling yama families, then baya refera ukuthi kunama families esiwatholayo anganakudla. And akusho ukuthi bakhona ugogo ohola i-grant ngoba siyathola le mphakathi we family anga-qualify for i-grant. Therefore, we will give logo kudla to each and every family member elapho qualify for ukudla. Thola kanjani lokudla? Awukwazi ukuvele uye ku CNDC uyofuna ukudla. Kodwa ungakuthola ngokuthi uye kuma social law workers uyosho ukuthi udinga ukudla or ninenkinga ekhaya, then bazokwazi ukubuza bazonidilivela ukudla kanjalo. And akusiyiwo kuphela ama social workers, nama organizations esebenzisa ukudla babonayo ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi it's not about i-substance abuse or inkinga zokulwa. Into eyinkinga kakhulu indlala. Bayaba refera githi bese sibamekisa ku CNDC, then CNDC izozi. Then Tembisa old age home. Nizokhumbula basebenzi ukuthi before i-home izovalwa, niye nabizwa kwakhulunywa nani i-department yanilungiselela ukuthi i-home izovalwa. Even noma i-home ivalwa, azange i-department i-commit ukuthi izovalwa for isikhathi esingakanani ngoba ngaleso nganawo. I-occupational law certificate i-department itholile ngo-November last year. Mayithola again, sikhulumile ne-board ebekade lisele. And unfortunately, i-department ayikwazi ukubhadala umholo. And ngokwazi kwe-department, ama-NPOs wonke esiwaziyo, akekho umuntu one-permanent job kwi-NPO. Ama-NPOs aqhasha abantu ngama-contract. So uma ngabe i-contract i-exista kune SLA esayinwe ne-department, abantu bayayithola imali. And uma deductor law UIF, then abantu fanele bakwazi ukuyothola i-UIF. And niyazi ukuthi i-UIF your contribution ingasekho, then nakwazi ukukhona uku-applyela the social relief grant. We engaged the community asiqala ukuyi-engage manje ukusho njalo ukuthi yini kunamuntu oqhashiwe old age home. Abantu abaklina i-old age home manje ama-contract angaphansi kwe-region. If unibona ama-cleaners asuka kuma offices wethu ngoba sinama contract nawo bese ayahamba ayoklina e-home ngoba sesiwabhadalile already, kodwa akunamuntu omusha oqhashiwe kwi-home. And njoba sashilo njalo, abantu bama NPO njengamanje i-department si-advertise umphakathi waseTembisa ubonile, si-advertise for i-NPO engakwazi ukuza izo-operationalize iTembisa. That means if leyo NPO siyayithola, siyayi-appointa, siba ne-contract, kuzoba nemisebenzi evelayo. I-priority is going to be abantu bebakhona kwi-home. And that will be dependent on ama qualifications. Abasebenzi bayalazi iqiniso. Abanye benu bebasebenza kwi-home yethu bebanganama qualifications, which means fanele kubuyele kwenziwe i-screening again, baphatheke kahle. Leyo process isazophinda yenzeke ngoba kuzobe kune-management entsha kune-NPO entsha, which is why we are coming back to the name change of NPO. Uma ngabe kune NPO entsha, asikwazi ukuqhubeka sisebenzise igama elithi Tembisa Old Age Home. Government is going out kuma facilities wethu wonke ukuthi singabizi indawo ngabo Katlehong Home nabo Tembisa nabo Davidton, kodwa kube khona abantu emphakathini esibazeza amaqhawe namaqhawekazi womphakathi singathatha amagama kuwo ukuthi sikwazi ukubiza isenta ngayo, ukuthi noma ubani ongaphatha leyo center angeke akwazi ukutshintsha igama uzosebenzisa igama eli1 ngoba iTembisa idoropa kodwa ayinamlando othizo ukuthi ubani lo muntu esingambiza ogqamile emphakathini esingamupha lelo gama. That's why nizobona kune name change. I name change has not tholakala emphakathini ukuthi kungaba kuhle ukuthi kube khona elamaqhawe namaqhawekazi waseTembisa ekungabizwa indawo ngayo. Yes, yama salaries security asilazi ke lelo phepha ngajabula ukulithola iphepha nelisayinile nebhodi ukuthi lithini la lisayinwa kanjani. Siwu social development asikho aware of iphepha lelo eligarantwe ngasebenzi kodwa kuzoba kuhle ukuthi silithole ukuze sizokwazi ukusebenzisana nani. And umhlangano wethu bekufanele ube khona nani on Tuesday. Unfortunately ngoba bekulapsa lo we community asikwazanga ukuthi sihlangane nani kodwa kunomhlangano ohleliwe okuzokhulunywa nama ward councillor ukhona besinaye sizoba naye futhi uma ngabe sikhuluma nani. And unihawu ke nizoziyela manual, we can't entertain that. It's part of our services and what eniphiwa wona. Yeah, ngiyacabanga ukuthi logo ilogo esengikhulume ebekade ngifanele ngikukhulume okunye nokunye abantwana ekufanele bathole iuniform ba identify yikolo thina umsebenzi wethu ukuthi mase sitholile abantu abazosebenza ngeschool uniform bahambe bayoba major it for 3 years, but now because of budget cuts and also ne number yabantwana ekhulayo sizobona ukuthi budget yethu isiqhubeka ukuthi sifike kuphi. Ngiyabonga.
Honorable Chair, honorable members of the committee, acting HOD, Pagat, Dumelang. I'm going to address questions relating to welfare services and also on infrastructure. The first one, Mewako Mamelodi, who asked question about what is it that government is doing about Ishuadi drugs. We all know for Ishuadi drugs, I affect the Mamelodi government do, but that does not require only social development. So prevention of substance abuse in our communities is everybody's business because all of us, at times you find that we know drugs and all that, but we don't, act as community members to stop that. The work that is done by government to, deal to combat substance abuse, in communities is, it's a lot, but we cannot, like I said, we cannot do that alone. Centers, I know that they are not enough, those treatment centers to take people who are already addicted. And those who have already, have been to treat times, you find that a person was, addicted for a period of 10 years or so, hardly any skill. So high jogo treatment center, aboa atlodula fela locationing. The chances of that person relapsing is very high because hardly nix and an idle mind is very dangerous. That's why we've got the skills development centers that will link them with immediately whilst they are still in the centers, they are assessed and then they are taken to those skills development centers. There is work that is also done by law enforcement agencies in terms of reducing supply in communities, supply of the drugs, because we can, as social development, treat, but when they get out of these treatment centers, community, the very same drug dealer who are selling, they go even to them, they target them. They know so and so was away, so they target them and they give them, the drugs. So there is a work that is done by Mapodisa, there is work that is done by Department of Health, Department of Education, Department of Sports. Like I said, it's not only us who's dealing with Ishuadi drugs. The regional director talked about it, and issue ya GBV, in terms of what is it that we are doing also, we've got social workers that are dedicated, and also we're funding non-profit organizations that are assisting us as the department to deal with gender-based violence. We also have selling their skills development programs that they go, they under, go Kabaliko sheltering. Whilst do I want to go back to I want to get out of that abusive situation. So social workers will work with them, to empower them. We've got what is called also victim-friendly services, which are linked to those police stations. So at any given time, how we are only victim of gender-based violence, there will be a social service professional in that police station, and then she will then work with you, from there to ensure that you don't go back to that abusive, environment. And in terms of shelters, at times, because how to accommodate Abatu, you need to ensure that Maspala offer a green light there, or yes, you can accommodate people with the municipal, bylaws. Okay, issue inpatient treatment center. Mr. Mbongeni, you asked about issue inpatient treatment center. Go Tembisa. Yes, indeed. As the Department of Social Development, we've got a plan. In all townships, we want to have inpatient treatment centers that are built and managed by the Department of Social Development. So we have done that. It's not only in Tembisa, it's in other areas as well. But what we'll do, like you see that the planning started from 2018, we will start with the planning of what we want, how do we want the center to look like. We'll conceptualize, that facility. And after that, because we do not own land as the department, we'll then go to the municipality and say, municipality, this is the need that we identified as the department. We want to build an inpatient treatment center here in Tembisa. And then the municipality will identify a piece of land to say, we can give you this piece of land where you can come and build. So what happened is that, the municipality, there will be delays internally within the within the municipality. There is a piece of land that was identified Oliphant Fontaine for this treatment center, because initially it was going to be here in Tembisa, but now there were challenges there. I think the land was occupied, then the municipality. Social development cannot come and start building without municipality going through the necessary processes and saying we are approving, the council must sit and say we are approving, this piece of land to be donated to social development. So where we are now is that council ya Ekurhuleni Metropolitan must still, sit and agree and give the land over to social development so that we can start building. But other than that, the department there is nothing that we can do. That's why the projects will remain at planning phase. The same question around the Sebokeng inpatient treatment center as well, which was planned for quite some time. The land was also given by the municipality. But the challenge with the Sebokeng one is that the land which was identified, where it is inside Ko township, hopefully the taxi rank and all that. And for a treatment center, you don't want it in an area where it will be easy for drug dealers to access, because they know that there are people who are using drugs there. So you need to have it in an area that is kind of secluded so that it's not easy, for the people who are in that facility to access, drugs. So in Sidiben, there was a land that was identified, but the location of that land is a bit of a problem because it's where everything is happening, and you cannot have drug, people who are having substance use disorder, in that type of a facility. But what the department is doing, continuing with the engagement and looking for alternative, land where we can build, because there is planned, and we want to, like I said, we want to have an inpatient treatment center in each and every community, so that here in Tembisa, you don't have to go out and be admitted in Randfontein or in Witpoort and, and all that. So we continue to engage. The issue of, I think on the deviations under HIV/AIDS, those deviations, it's unfortunately the money has been, it has been returned back to Treasury. There is nothing that can be done. That's far. The CFO may add if he wants. The issue of the Bogogo and Kulu being abused, and what is it that the department is, what is it that we are doing about it? We've got a variety of programs within the department that are targeting Bogogo, Bomkulu, mentioned even the issue of Adopt a Gogo. So we continuously have, educational, education and awareness campaign where we make communities aware, Bogogo le bona ba na le di rights and they need to be protected. So we continue with those, and Bogogo ba e leng gore ka nnete we are not able to take care of them in communities. We've got residential facilities, same as the one that is here in Tembisa. If you look as a family, ha le kgone go tlhokomela gogo, instead of looking gogo, ha le ya mosebetsi of gogo, being, abused. On the issue of minimum a stipend for NPOs, there is for paying them in line with the ministerial determination, which is 15 rand per hour, and then per month is about 2,500. So that's the ministerial, we are paying real, determination for volunteers. For program, GPV programs for males, we have, because shelter abused, men, that's how we take in serious the issue, abuse, bontate. But we've got men championing, change, and we even have a strategy as the department that looks at addressing issues to prevent, gender-based violence. And also there are men, like I said, who are also being abused, so that if my wife or my partner is abusing me, this is what I can do. So we've got those targeted programs, and we've that are implementing programs, for men. So they will do even prevention and awareness. They will, every now and then we have, like the 19th of November is international. The most important thing is that you need to group yourselves. You need to agree, because the cooperative is a group of people. You need to group yourself and say, this is what we want to do, have a common purpose. Like we have cooperator sewing, we've got cooperator farming, cooperator shoemaking, and, and all that. So you need to find a common purpose and say, Rena, as this cooperative, we are going to make the taco, or we are going to make, skill. That. And after that, you need to then develop a business plan and register your corporate with the Department of, Trade and Industry. We've got a unit in the Department of Social Development that is assisting corporates. We're working, in collaboration with the entities such as Gauteng, economic, propeller and others, which are assisting us to empower you, because you cannot rely as a cooperative. The department will give you a start, but the idea is that you will ultimately be able to function independently from the department or from government, but you will get that empowerment, you'll be empowered, and you'll also be given some sort of kickstart for you to start. But the most important thing is for you to register and, have a common purpose. I think I'm going towards the end. The issue of Ugogo from Kosidi being about the companies, that did some work and they were not paid. We have noted that. We know that there is work that is being done within the department to ensure that, those cooperatives will be paid. The issue of drop-in centers. Drop-in centers, they are a few drop-in centers that were closed in the financial year 22-23. Previously, what the department used to do is that drop-in centers, they were funded with what is called a condonation letter. If you render services to a drop-in center, you must be registered in terms of Children's Act. So there are regulations that are stipulated to say for you to be registered as a drop-in center, you need to have are there, the standards are there. But previously, for the sake of service delivery, we will just say, okay, we give you that letter and you'll continue, providing the service. Since the life Esidimeni, saga, we all, then became aware that indeed, if you continue to fund and should anything happen to a child in a drop-in center that is not compliant with municipal bylaws, is the department that will have to take responsibility. So we started with the process of engaging with them and making them aware that you need to register and all that. But the problem of majority of those who are not able to be registered is because they are in unproclaimed land. If you are in an unproclaimed land, the municipality is not in a position to give you the certificate because they cannot zone, that the space where you are operating from. And you find that others were operating in a container, for example. So the municipality, there's no way in which they are going to, give you a certificate to operate in that container. So most of them is because they were not able to comply with the municipal, bylaws. And as the department, if the municipality is saying you cannot, prepare food in that, they don't give you a health certificate, for example, who are we to say we shall, give you that money to continue operating, in that space. We now saw what is happening in the whole country with regards to issues that, food poisoning yabana, because I can imagine if it happened in a drop-in center that is not, registered, or what, how are we going to, to respond to that? So it was purely, those who were not funded, it was purely because the municipality is not able to, to give them those certificates so that we can fund them as the department. Those who complied, the department funded them. But because we are a developmental and progressive department, what we have done, some of the drop-in centers that could not, be registered, we converted them to be home-based, they're doing home community-based services for HIV/AIDS. So we give them a food parcel. So the conversion means that you are no longer preparing hot meals because the space where you are operating from, you cannot prepare food. You are not licensed to provide food, but we convert and fund you to, we give you a food parcel that you will give to the families, which you were already giving the children, food. But we are continuing engagements with municipalities. We've got the forums such as IGR where we'll meet with officials from the municipalities. The MEC also is engaging with the with the MMCs at municipal level, and we continuously saying how can municipalities assist us to deal with these issues of compliance. It's not only drop-in centers that are affected, it's a lot of other facilities, the residential facilities and all that. I think the issue of schools uniform, it has been addressed by the regional director, but I also just want pro-poor package, of services, that is provided by government. We've got children who are in schools, the dignity packs, and they are then given to us to assist, them. And then the very same children are linked to those drop-in centers because others are and vulnerable, others don't have families, so they after school they go and have some meal in the drop-in center, and they are assisted with homework. Thank you very much. I think I've.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is the kind of detailed answers that we want to hear as the community. Thank you very much, Chief Director and your director and the officials from SASSA. I'm going to, we are done, don't worry. We are at the end. I'm going to request the committee members if there are some inputs they want to make, comments they want to make. I will start with Honorable Evans. Anything you want to say?
Thank you, Chair. I'm covered. We will discuss in the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you will go to the committee meeting and discuss it. Honorable Mekwe? Okay, Honorable Mekwe also. Seke?
Chair, I'd like to make a remark. Thank you very much. I know that the year that we are reviewing is started in April 2023 until March 2024. But I think for me, being the oldest serving member of this committee, it is the worst year it is the year in which the most money has ever been returned back. The most painful year to oversight. I call it the year of reprioritization. In fact, I had questions that I wanted to table here. While I'll take them back to committee in detail, I think it's important that the department, while they're here, there's NPOs that were told last year, about 172 that did not get funding. And when they didn't get funding, they were told 258 million would remain unallocated. To this day, we were never told where that 258 million rand went. HIV is one of those NPOs that suffered, with people saying they couldn't take their ARVs because they didn't have food from that program. The department says they met targets and some targets were not met. And here's the reality, Chair. Of course, targets won't be met because during that period of reprioritization, NPOs did not have money to start being returned. Nobody talks about the parallel process that was created with the food banks. And a lot of people talks about uniforms and dignity packs and denial of those who most needed expenditure, because that has come to 1.2 billion. And I also want to get clarity from the department when they come to committee why they condoned a certain amount. It was her predecessor. The annual report reads like a very good story. In fact, the opening remarks by the Chair, that is not true. It was the worst year. I have calculated from 2014 when I started being a member of the committee until today, 2 billion rand. That's 2 and 9 zeros, Chair. And I'm very sad today. That's my comment. It's very painful because our people needed that money.
Thank you very much, Chair. I think some of the questions will be taking them back to the Oversight Committee because we received the answers and then we'll take them from there. But what we can take from here is that I'm sure this year things will be different as is the new administration, and we're hoping that we are taking from the previous mistakes and we will recorrect.
Stakeholders that are here and give them feedback on some of the issues that need more time to resolve. Promises has passed as we are the new 7th administration. We want the department to report on its promises in January 2025. So as they were reporting on what had happened last year, the previous financial year, we are the new committee and we are saying in January 2025, we will call the department and the department will come to answer. We might not be in this venue, but we will make sure that most of you attend that feedback session that the committee will organize next year. So we know you as stakeholders, we will try to arrange as the committee how to assist you to come to that venue for the feedback. I'm going to request Honorable Ntombi Mekwe. I hope Madala is now gonna wake up, that her crush is going to speak now to give us a vote of thanks. She's sorted now. Honorable Ntombi Mekwe is the, Honorable Mekwe is the longest serving member of the legislature. Honorable Mekwe, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that was on a lighter note. I can't be a crush in my age, Chair. I'm too old for those things. Let me take this opportunity to maybe first thank the Chair for having conducted this session in a well-organized and professional manner, including all our honorable members who actually gave their input. Is the heartbeat. You know, when the heart stops functioning, or when you can't get food, get support, the heart may stop functioning. So social development is key in terms of all the challenges that we face as a country. Let me thank our colleagues, stakeholders from SASSA. I know that, you know, at times SASSA functions because they are an entity, although at a national level, but at the provincial level, work so well with our counterparts at SASSA. So even those issues, Chair, make sure that you account for all the books and the books must balance. But I see now the CFO is here, and when I was there, he was still a lighty, and I see you are growing within the department. I'm sure the books will be balanced, but also ensure that as we balance the book, the money directors, I know that those that are here, because we are in Ekurhuleni, they mostly come from chief directors at head office to be here, but the acting HOD is here, and I'm sure she heard all the comments that were announced that on the 3rd of December, the committee will be debating at the Gauteng Provincial Legislature the very same annual report that is to either approve or even reject the annual report, but considering all the comments that were made. I'm not sure, I don't see any person from public participation from the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, because normally when we debate the annual report, relevant stakeholders are supposed to be coming so that you can hear how as different political parties we debate the report. I'm sure as different stakeholders, you need to be provided support for you to be able to be available on the day. The caterers who are giving us food, I think the food was nice, although I only had coffee. But I could feel that those that ate, and I'm comforting them in advance, Chair, because I'm told that there's going to be lunch available. You know, when you come, when you come to the area where I live, for the meeting, might not even get lunch. So, Ali and Mr. Brown, don't call your friends and because those that must get lunch are people who are, you know, we are closer to court, and our meetings really must be open with a prayer. And I'm sure, Chair, we are going to allow another Muruti. I'm sure if there's a female Muruti, let's ensure that we balance the equation. But if not, any other Muruti, this meeting with prayer. Thank you, and thank you for being a very disciplined of issues. I know that there will have been 4 or 5 stakeholders that raise matters that are not even the things that were not related to the work. But what we will not do is to throw those important comments away, but we'll take them to the relevant committee of the Gauteng legislature so they can actually make a follow-up and ensure that those matters are attended to. Thank you, Lika Muso. Thank you so much.
Tomela on my phone and listen to YouTube. These speakers are good. They've got trackers. That thing's got a tracker. You will catch you when you go out. Take them back. Going to be delivered. We are not going to queue. And then when they start, it will start here and they will be going at the back. Please stay where you are. The food is enough. They will change it. We are not queuing. Barbar fadijo nakam. So better come back and sit down. All right, Muruti. Is Muruti behind me? Yeah, okay, Muruti, come and pray for us. And thank you very much. You've been very good audience. Thank you.
We press our guide to we press our guide. Asilaleli umthandazo bazalwane senyathandaza ke manje. Program director ungithi isikhathi ukuthi ngithandaze ekuqaleni. Ngiyamblame for that Chokoe ubaba uZulu uBishop Zulu okhona la eTembisa eWard 9. Asivale namehlo ngoba uBishop Zulu uphethe high blood. Amen. Baba onamandla wonke yisenkosi ethu Jesu Christ. uNkulunkulu wakhona ekuqaleni, uNkulunkulu sesikhona namanje. uNkulunkulu sibonga kakhulu ke lo mhlangano sibe nawo namhlanje obe nemphumela emihle kakhulu. Nginethemba lokuthi awupheleli la namhlanje bazobuya futhi njengoba bashilo ukuthi ngoJanuary 3 bazobe banathi. Amen.